In today's episode, we will be building some sheep pastures, finally finishing our enclosed community, and fixing our wood production. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rolo, and welcome back to Foundation. So the last time we left off, we were busy building this fortified area here at the bottom of our little map. We started to expand a bit more into really trying to create the needs for our people, because some of them are that they do require some light fortifications and patrol coverage for the housing density to be improved, and this will also then go along into the future as we build this little section out. And this is needed to then improve the quality of living and improve the rank and status of the civilians that we can have within our little civilization. So in today's episode, we want to really start continuing on to build this section out, but also I want to try and improve on some of our trade routes, because your trade routes will have certain milestones that you have to reach in order for those trade routes to be improved. And then also you can see one of our little challenges here that we have is that we need to assign a bailiff, and a bailiff will then allow us to go and search these little areas here for some minerals. I think there are 2 deposits here. We don't know what they are yet, but we need a bailiff to go and have a look at that so that we can properly investigate it. Right, so also one area that we were busy with is to try and expand this little area for farms. You do need the food. Food is quite important for us, so yeah, hopefully we can really do some expansion there, and really just, I think we might look at maybe building another farm, as the farms will upgrade, so we don't want to create too many of them in one place, because you want to use the changes that they've brought in with the updates. Right, awesome. It seems like the manor house is somewhat completed, so we are going to look to assign a new bailiff. So we'll see what they have. So combat training speed is increased by 14%. This one is the same. Happiness is less impacted by 14%. I think for me, happiness is probably one of the more important aspects that we want to look at. So we are going to nominate the impact on happiness. And I do believe that will be for the levies that you can request on later, which is also very, very cool. And then we also have a tax office, which is also very important. So let's assign those people to work in our tax office. So that is to start bringing in some income, because I know a very long time ago you used to gain income from your markets, but that isn't the case anymore. So we need different ways to gain income. Right, so our church is still busy building. We do have quite a few people that are unemployed, so I want to try and find some places where we can assign those villagers. So let's see if we can select a new mandate. So this one, discuss levy for villagers. This is the one that will have a negative impact on your villagers' happiness, but we do sometimes need it to expand a little bit further, since we don't really have proper trade routes set up yet. So we are going to discuss some mandates for that. We will see that the levy mandate is 28%. It's a big hit, but it could have been worse. So for now, we are happy. I think we do have a market here that we can actually then build, which we will need. And then there are some beautification things that we can build there. Also so let's build out these beautification things. It's very important to have them, because it's part of the criteria that we do need for the buildings to upgrade. Right, so one thing that I actually did forget is to define zoning, so livable zoning for these areas. So for one, we'll definitely start making this area here be residential. I can't exactly remember up to where the walls are, so we'll try and find it while we can. So I think this whole area here should be zoned as residential. I see some part of it is already, but I think that's just some residue from what we've done in the past. And then there are some berries here which I don't want to necessarily get rid of. So these berries will be important for us. So what I'm going to do is that we will get some gatherers huts here just for in case. So we can... I'll put 2 down. So of course we don't have the money yet. So we'll look into our trade routes just now. So we'll put down our 2 gathering huts here, and this is just for these berries here that we will definitely need. And I can't remember if I actually put down a little blueprint for a granary, so I don't think I did. So let's also take a granary and we'll put one down right here where we're going to fetch the berries. Like such, there we go. That should be all good for us. Okay, so we will need to influence the labor estate in our favor. So that can be one of the following mandates that we can do. So this is where we welcome it. This is oust unemployed village. No, we don't want to do that. So what is it? We influence the labor estate. So I think it does cost money. Just want to find it. So there's the prospects for the different areas that we can find some minerals at. Here's the labor estate. Okay, so we need 50 gold coins, which we don't have. We will soon get to that point, so nothing to worry about. Okay, let's actually see what areas we do require some employment, because I know there are places that are empty. So yeah, okay, so we'll get a village priest at the rustic church, and I do believe most of the others will be done. So for a hunter, yes, you'll get another hunter, and I think we can add more to the granary and some to the millers, another to the bakery, because that will be one of our more important areas. And we will need to also build some military outpost close by, probably here on the outskirts, just so that this area can be patrolled, as that is part of the requirements. You can see here that these homes are being patrolled, and that does satisfy the light patrol coverage. So that is very important for us. We have 2 new people joining. That is fantastic. Just to see, do I have a shortage? I have a shortage of wood. I honestly can't remember why I paused it. To be very honest, I know I said at the beginning it was for this little area here that we want to clear up, but I think it was for a different reason, which I'm not entirely too sure about, but that is not working in our favor one bit. So I'm gonna just extend the area that we are allowed to cut wood, and then I think also for the forester, just increase the foresting area. It's a bit of a big problem for us now, because yeah, we can't build anything. That's quite horrible. Hopefully when our little market is done, we'll have this one completed as well for the 5 labor splendor. So these things just help us to get some more points into our progression, which we do need. You can see at the top just some more points that we can expand. You can see already have the wheat farm improvements and the stonemason sub improvements, which will help us to really build quite a big and a strong base for us to work with. Right, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for us to get some wood. After we've gained some wood, we'll jump back in and literally just have a look at how far we can get the rustic church to build, and hopefully get some homes to be built in here as well, since that is what wood requirement will be to make all of these base things to be completed. And then we'll build our little military outpost here, and then start looking into trade as well, because that's one of the big cornerstones of the game. And yeah, we really need that input of money. We can't just rely on getting these levy mandates, because the people aren't going to be happy about it. So we'll jump into that when I'm back. And we are back. So a few changes has been made with the progression and some additional buildings that I've built. It will look a tiny little bit different. There were some few requirements that I had to address in between, and one of them being to make sure that we can actually build some of the buildings that we do need for trading, especially like our stonemason hut. We do require some cloth, and without the cloth we won't be able to complete it, and that's one of the items that we do need to sell via trading. It's one of the more valuable commodities for a very well, valuable in the early game. So yeah, we just need that. So what I basically did is I bought this little territory here at the bottom, and I created a sheep farm. And we do have 2 workers assigned to the sheep farm, so they will then tend to these pastures, and we will get some wool quite soon. And then we also have a weaver's hut, which will start building the needed resources for us there to gain the cloth, so that we can build those accordingly. Alright, so from a trading perspective, what I've done is I've bought a few trade routes. So essentially, if you meet the requirement, you'll be able to buy a trade route. So one of them here, I think, was like a few gold coins. So this one I bought, and this will give us access to sell some bread and then the polished stone, as I mentioned earlier. And then the other one here was just to use some of our, I believe it's our kingdom influence that we used to buy, and we will then be able to sell some wooden planks, which is also very, very important, and coal, which is some of the items that we make in a very large quantity. And then also the trade route here to Davenport. Can't exactly remember what I used to buy it. I think this was the bread one. Yeah, but anyway, we will be able to sell bread from this entity as well as this one. So meaning we have at the moment 80 bread that we can sell to them, and this should give us a good start of an income. We should be able to sell some of our boar as well, which I think might be very valuable for us, because it sells for 2, which is great. But we just need to be in mind that boar is one of the unprocessed items, and having it processed is a little bit better, and that is what we need as a little city to work with. So I think for now what I'm going to do is, what we're going to update is we're going to look at our resources, and you're going to see we have boar. So I'm going to sell everything above 200. So I think 200 is a very decent one. And I think for meat we need to sell everything above 300 as well, because we do need a nice little buffer. Then before we continue, I just want to invite those 2 people. Just turn on the game speed just a little bit, just so that we don't get caught off guard. Right, so one of the things that we will be selling in the future is going to be our common clothes. Coal we don't really need, we don't make a lot use of that, so let's see, which is one of the ones that we really need. So planks, I've already put it to sell, but I'm also going to sell everything above or below, yeah, all above 150, because I do also think we do need that little bit of a gap for us to make sure that we can actually build a few things, because I know wooden planks is one of the more important commodities that we do have. So good thing is that some of our buildings, we can assign these 2 guys here to fetch us some berries. Some of the nice things that we do have now is that people are starting to move in. We do need to build the military outpost still, because that is something that is a bit lacking. And we also need to do some beautification of this area, but that does require us to have some capital to do so. So the patrol coverage is very, very easy to get. We'll just need to build a small little outpost, and then we can continue on with that. What is this? Let's see. Yeah, we do want to improve trade. I just don't know what they will require from us, because usually if you improve the trade, you'll be able to sell more items to them. So let's see, because the taxation is fine, we'll keep that for now. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so that's a volume to upgrade, and that's just the maximum volume. So I don't actually know what they want us to get to improve. So let's see if we can get some, complete this, improving the market area. I think this market here should be done quite soon, but again it also needs cloth, which is the one part that we've been lacking all along. So This one should soon produce some wool. I see it already has. And this should then produce some cloth that we desperately need. But I think the cloth is being used as soon as we get it. So yeah, we just need to wait a little bit. But I do think they can fetch it from here. Okay, so it's they're fetching wool from the sheep farm. So that's awesome. Ideally, this won't be the main production of cloth. This is just an entry point for us because we do need just a little bit of those resources. So yeah, let's see if okay. You can see we bought 25. Okay, so they bought 25 wood for 25 gold, and then they sold 5 tools to us. So lost a little bit of money there, but nothing too major. So let's just assign another gatherer there, and then also want to assign a few gatherers here after these 2 are being built. So I did prioritize the stonemason's hut. So if there are cloth being created, it will be brought to the stonemason's hut directly. So I'm going to assign those 2 new people to the stonemason's hut because that's going to be quite a big part of the more modern buildings and what we'll need for our trade to be really improved. So other than that, nothing really much changed besides those few things. So the greener pastures here is very, very important. We will expand on that. We will also make it bigger as we unlock more of the resources that we need. So I do believe there should be I can't remember which one it is, but one of these trees should allow us to improve on our sheep farms as well. Because all of the farms do have that capability, but I think it's one of the more later ones. Yeah, we'll get to there when we get there. So I think what we can do is we can start building the spear warfare. So just building a little outpost here. So our people are quite happy. The levy mandate is at 2%, so we can, I think, get another mandate for us to get some more income just so that we can build those last few things that we need before we close off this episode. So from a... where is it now? It's this option, yeah, the mandates one. So we can discuss the levy. Unfortunately, it has to be done. I'm sorry. We also need to... Oh, here we go. There we improve our trade with Northbury. That's exactly what we want. But what I want to do now is I want to buy this little territory here, and we'll also open up the little dam here below to us. And then I'm just going to slow down time a little bit just so that we don't bleed money. Then I want to build a small little castle, and it's going to be... Okay, so this is a royal court here for full various mandates. Okay, now, but we want specifically, I want a spear encampment. So what we'll build is we're gonna build the base of operations. It's gonna be a small one for now. We can expand it a bit later. It's that, and it will also have a small little tower which will tower up a little bit. And then I don't really know if we need to build some of these decorative items. So it's going to be the main base. So you can add a sub building, which we will have a barracks, and I think there should be a decent barracks building. Let's put it here to the side. So it's going to be a very, very small one, like I said, just for a few people, just so that we can have a look at this area here. And then we are building, is this an armory? Yeah, I think we do need an armory here as well. So have our armory, and then okay, I think we need some training grounds, so I'm gonna put some training dummies down if I can find them. Where's the training dummies? They should be somewhere around here. I can't find them. That's interesting. Let's see, it's just a room, this is a chimney, doors. Do I need to unlock the training dummies? Might be, but no, this isn't something that we need to unlock. Let's destroy the free build section. Yeah, I see. This is... yeah. I don't know. It's very interesting. Let's also build a royal office here while we're at it. It's, I don't think it will hurt anyone if we build it here. Let's maybe attach the royal offices to the barracks. It's not looking the best. No, that looks horrible. Let's delete this part. Let's build a better royal office. There should be some better buildings here that we will get in the future. So I'm just gonna build a small little rusty quarters with a basic entry point. There we go. That should be fine. Cool. So this military base will allow us to then recruit some units, and we can then set up the patrol area over here. So what I'm going to do so long is we do have our little residential area here that we can define the patrol zone. Going to be quite a large section that we do have here, but this is going to be our biggest part of our little village, so we do require those things to be marked accordingly. Perfect. And then residential, this area here at the top, we can mark this all as residential. Seeing that we will expand to the outside corners, so areas over here will be places where people will have some work that they can do. Ah, I missed those two guys that wanted to join. That's okay. Let's see, maybe we can... How many wool do we have? Okay, so I'm going to assign another weaver. I think the one weaver lives quite far away, which makes it a bit tough. But yeah, I think for now this should be all good. Gonna later build the paved roads, get some commoners, add the beautifications and everything. So yeah, I'm quite satisfied where we are at the moment. So yeah, gonna leave it there for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button for more episodes and to stay up to date with more content. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.